Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Leeds City Region Business Rates Pool Joint Committee meeting. My name's Helen Gray, and I'm the clerk for the Joint Committee. As Councillor Swift, who is the chair of the committee, has tendered his apologies today, the first item of business is to elect a chair from those members who are here. So please could I seek a nominee from members and a seconder?
I move Councillor Hinchliffe.
And would anybody like to second that? Thank you. So thank you. On that basis, Councillor Hinchliffe is elected as chair for the meeting. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you. So just before we start, can we just check who everybody is? So I'm Susan Hinchliffe, leader of Bradford. You are?
Councillor James Lewis, leader of Leeds Council.
Neil Warren, Chief Finance Officer. Oh, apologies. Neil Warren, Chief Finance Officer from Wakefield, substitute for Councillor Jeffrey.
Councillor Sylvia Dacre from Calderdale, substitute for Councillor Tim Swift.
Councillor Paul Davis, Kirklees, substitute for Shabir Pando.
Hi, I'm Richard Ellis. I'm Deputy Chief Officer of Financial Services at Leeds City Council.
Hello, I'm Rob Colley. I'm Senior Financial Manager at Leeds City Council Financial Services.
I'm Dawn Moore, Finance Manager for Leeds City Council.
All right, thank you. And I'm Helen Gray. I'm the clerk for the Joint Committee.
Lovely. Thank you very much for that, everybody. So appeals against refusal of inspection of documents.
There's no appeals, Chair.
No appeals. Late items, none apparently.
Sorry, Chair, no late items.
Exempt information, we don't have any, I don't think.
No exempt information.
Apologies for absence. We've apologies here from Councillor Pando, but Councillor Davis is here. Councillor Swift, but we have Councillor Dacre here. Myself, Councillor Jeffrey, but we have Neil here. Yes.
Also, apologies from Councillor Cooper from Harrogate, and from Robin Tuddenham, Tom Reardon, and Debbie Mitchell.
Lovely, thank you very much. So minutes of the previous meeting, that was 16th of September, I think. Have anybody got any comments or questions on those minutes? No, in that case, can we take those as an accurate record of that meeting for those who are here? I wasn't, I'm afraid, but thank you very much. Councillor Lewis, yes?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. Councillor, is anybody else here at that meeting? Excellent. Councillor Davis, seconded, thank you. And so those accepted as a correct record. Then we have matters arising. Any matters arising? No, in that case, Leeds City Region Business Rates Pool Financial Report, which has been circulated, but would you like to speak to that?
That's me. Thank you, Chair. The purpose of the report is just to provide an update in terms of the provisional 21-22 financial outturn and also the latest income projections for the current financial year 22-23. On the basis of those two respective positions, also to go through the proposed allocation of funding in both of those financial years. And finally is to just run through the process required to close down 21-22 business rates pools following the winding up of the current joint committee. Just by way of reminder, and as set out in the report, the benefit of the business rates pool is the retention in the region of levy payments that otherwise would have been made to central government. And one of the sort of key risks we have in terms of having a business rates pool is if overall business rates income falls below the 92.5% assessed spending requirement, then it will be up to the pool and member authorities if necessary to make up any shortfall up to the 92.5%. To remind members of the governance arrangements, there's an approved memorandum of understanding between local authorities based on this model MOU sent to billing authorities. In terms of the retained funding, it can be used at the direction of the joint committees to fund regional projects. and also it can be redistributed to local authorities based on the formula that's detailed on page 11, which is 25% in proportion to population, 25% in proportion to growth above the baseline, 25% in proportion to levy payments made to pool, and 25% to the 4 top up authorities. And just to note, as it sets out in para 3.5, that allocation of resources is different for 22-23, is different to the allocation of resources for 21-22, which is 50% in proportion to population and 50% in proportion to growth above the baseline. Turning our attention to the level of resources in the pools for 21-22 and for 22-23, and with reference to table 1 on page, the top of page 12, initially, when the application was submitted to set up a pool, it was estimated that the level of pool income would be 4.8 million. Subsequent to that, there's been various iterations based on information received, which has moved from sort of 4.6 million to 5.1. And the latest position, as detailed in table 1, shows that the level of levy payments to the pool is £4.3 million, and the distribution in terms of contribution from the 3 respective authorities, Harrogate, Leeds and York, is detailed in table 1. In terms of the 22-23 position, when the application to government was submitted, it was estimated that there'd be circa about £5.1 million available. And as detailed in para 5.1, there's been various iterations of that estimate based on updated information provided by the 3 districts. And the latest iteration of that, as at the end of January, is the level of anticipated income in 22-23 is £6.3 million. And again, table 2 at the bottom of page 12 details where the respective contributions are going to come from the 3 local authorities. Moving on to the allocation of that funding and turning over to page 14, section 7. And just to highlight before we look at those distributions, and as I highlighted earlier on, is that there remains a risk with the pool if a local authority is close to its 92.5% safety net threshold, then it'll be up to the pool will be required to meet any shortfall. As table 3 shows, based on the latest adjusted business rates income, none of the local authorities within the pool are near their safety net thresholds, and you can see from the analysis on table 3 where respective authorities are with regard to that. In terms of the distribution of funding, in terms of 2021-22, that's allocation is detailed on table 4. So after utilising the latest figures, we have the £4.3 million, and taking account of the agreed payment of £144,000 to Screen Yorkshire and the pool administration fee of £30,000, that reduces the distributable levy receivable by the pool of 4.115 million, and the distribution to the respective authorities based on the formula in the memorandum of understanding, which went through in terms of the 4 25% segments. And you can see the respective prospective payments to those local authorities in table 4. Turning attention to table 5 and the current financial year based on the current forecast position of £6.279 million, and after taking account of the £30,000 pool administration fee, the £6.249 million to be distributed, and table 5 sets out where those that pool money will be distributed. And finally, can I just turn attention to closing the respective pools, which is detailed on page 6. The membership of the Leeds City Region Business Rates Pool will change in terms of Harrogate Borough Council withdrawing following local government reorganisation in North Yorkshire. So the current business rate pool and the Joint Committee comes to an end at the end of this year, and a new business rates pool will be formed from the 1st of April in the current year. The new joint committee that will have no authority to dispose of the funds generated by the 21-22 and 22-23 business rates pools, and therefore it's proposed that this current joint committee give delegated authority to the Chief Officer of Financial Services at Leeds City Council, which has the lead authority to ascertain any surplus or deficits generated by those respective pools and to distribute and require payment from the member authorities of those pools or the successor. Thank you, Chair. Happy to take any questions in terms of that report. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that and for the reports and all the hard work you do throughout the year on this. Any questions, comments? No, in that case, are we happy to accept the recommendations outlined in number 9 there? Yeah, all those in favour, please show. That is carried. Thank you very much. I think that concludes the meeting, does it? Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Thank you. Bye-bye.